Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, you know the drill. Hit that thumbs up. Today's like goal is 185 likes on this recap. Can we do it? Hit that thumbs up and let's jump into another crazy recap. Guys, today's P&L, we're ending the day up $3,362.40 in just 2 hours of trading. 2 hours of trading, or maybe three. Maybe we pushed about 3 hours today. Guys, each and every day always starts the same. And I'll start off by shouting out Momo Pro. This is the scanner that I use each and every day for my watch list, for my gap scan in particular. When we come down here to the discovery section and we enlarge, right? Earlier today when I came, BDTX was one of our leading stocks. In fact, there were two stocks I was watching at today, BDTX and CNTG. And again, if we go back to this screen over here, you guys will see that those are the two stocks we really traded, right? In terms of what we did well on with our P&L, two main stocks, CNTG, BDTX. We'll talk about the other two, which at this point, they're so small, but we'll talk about them later into the recap. So I started the day, opened up my scans, saw which stocks were moving up with good volume, and I went through my entire criteria, my checklist for a pre-market stock. From there, I mapped out my trend lines and I did my pre-market analysis. All these trend lines here, especially these blue ones, and anything going back into this gray area was already here before 9:30 at the open. And so I started off with my trend lines, went into the open, told myself, relentless, make sure not to go deep into the red. Start off small, slow and steady. Followed my game plan and paid attention for A quality opportunities. And hey, shout out to Kitty, shout out to the Discord. These guys did alert me that this thing was moving up. I was on my phone getting some snacks and I saw the message come through and it said, hey, relentless, get back. This stock is starting to move. And that was around, I believe, 12 o'clock. So this is where it started, right? This thing did an incredible push, very bullish candle here on the 5 as we started the move. And from there, it never looked back. It consolidated. It broke down the consolidation initially, but held up. We started having higher lows, and then it broke out. And once we had this green candle here at 12.25, that's where I really started to dial in. So this thing was insane, man. From there, a couple of trades here and there, we connected properly and we dominated. And I only caught one or two trades with 2,500 shares, and in fact, I never even went up to full size on the stock, which for me is about 3K shares, right? So we did this with 1,500 shares. We essentially made $1 a share. Now, to get into the nitty-gritty of the patterns, at first, as mentioned, we were flagging. We had a bit of a wedge right here. It broke down. It didn't quite hold up its levels. But then again, we started to see higher lows. We started to curl. It got back up here to 444, a bit of resistance. Broke down. But on the second attempt, it absolutely ripped. So off of this ascending move, we had one attempt. Didn't quite go. Second attempt opens up. Before that, we had an attempt right here. And you can say we rejected the level initially on the way up, right? Some people will probably count this red candle here as well. As we tried to make the new high, didn't quite go. So we finally got over 444, which is around the pre-market highs at the time. And we pushed up through 60. We had a daily level at 521. It quickly consolidated here. Nice, beautiful bull flag, and then went higher. These are the patterns that we were looking at. It pushed up. We get a new high of 550. Quick pullback here. Notice how the candles closed above this trend line at 21. And guys, don't forget, these trend lines are here since pre-market. We're not just making this stuff up. This is not random, right? From 521, it then pushes all the way to 622. It dips down. And a beautiful bottoming wick, and a rip back up to highs of 614. From there, we started to consolidate. It pulls back. We get to a low of 540. I did unfortunately get stopped out of this 5-minute pullback. The low was priced in at 40, what was it, 53, 57? Let's see, there was a low. Okay, yeah, there we go. The low was priced in at 53, and I took this trade a little early. You know, I should have been a little bit more patient. Hindsight 2020, my stop was at 40. In fact, the stock didn't really come down all the way to my stop. It came to 43. So I still had 3 cents before I should have actually stopped out, but I still stopped out anyways at the low of this candle at 44, 43. But in hindsight, I should have been more patient to wait for a dip closer to the level to get long. If I had gotten long down here at 50, 40, you know, anywhere in between, we for sure would have been able to ride the entire wave up here, because I did miss this green candle when it started. And partly because we had this move out of nowhere here, right? So it's, you know, it's doing its thing. It's sideways. It pushes up from 570, and you know, the way how this was going, just another small candle opens up right here, nothing out of the ordinary, and then boom, almost instantly pushes up to 6. It lingers for about 5 to 10 seconds and flushes right back down. So when it starts to curl right here, I wasn't quite on the offensive, and I missed this entire green candle. You know, I hesitated. I'm like, you know, and it built up nicely from 85. Volume starts to push 88, 90, 92, 96. You know, I could have been in for break of 695. Didn't take it. It rips to 610. From 610, it pushes all the way to 40 in the blink of an eye. Again, because of this red candle, very skeptical right here, didn't jump in. But I'm like, okay, once we start to pull back, we get a low of 24. I'm long at 24, or let's say mid-20s, selling a little higher. It pulls back again. Long mid-20s, selling a little higher. Then it breaks down, and this is where you can get caught. You guys know I only like to trade the first 2 dips. Right, dip number 1, dip number 2, dip number 3. This dip I'm avoiding. Dip number 3, rock bottom, makes a new low. But we get a small bear flag here, and it does curl back up, right? So let's say consolidation. We had a low of 11, from 11, 12, 13, it curled back up, and I did capture this candle here nicely. Now, again, you know, going back to what I said earlier, we did this with 1,500 shares. We only caught one position with 2,500 shares in this candle for about 20 cents maybe. But other than that, I could have been way more aggressive. And, you know, I keep saying this is going to change. In this particular situation, you know, I wasn't afraid of size or anything crazy like that. It's just that every time I sized down because things were getting choppy and we pulled back, I happened to just connect on some trades with smaller size, and the trades from the lows pushed up so fast that I didn't even have a chance to think to change my size, right? So that kind of happened. So, you know, let's look through some archives. For those of you in MMU, you guys will be able to see the entire thing. For those of you on YouTube, we'll just skip through certain key areas. And I had a few areas. Let's see. We can show this green candle that I missed. I think that's not a bad area to watch at. All right, so right here, this is how this thing started to push up, right? And you can see from 66. Let's see. So this I believe this is where we had the red candle initially. So it's gonna push up. There we go. Volume starts to hit. It skips up pretty quickly, right? And this is where it's gonna flush back down. So boom, it flushes back down to 66. I'm like, oh, not good. 50, 55, well, 55, 50, right? So this is why I'm skeptical. So we'll skip ahead another minute, and look at how it comes up again. All right, so this is 1 minute later. Well, that's too much of a skip. All right, we'll let it play right here. So we're at 70. I'm not thinking I should go long yet, right? But there is an opportunity for me to buy once it hits 85. Right here, 88. I thought about it. Can we see some more green if we do for over 90, right? Watch the build up here. 89, 90, 95. Right there, 95. So remember I said 95, it could have been long for this push. And it just teleports to 50. But because of this wick and terrible drop we just had, You know, I'm not trying to be super aggressive. I don't know what this thing wants to do. But I think I could have been long here between 94 and 98 for sure, guaranteed if I was confident to go long. And right there, it would just been a matter of, okay, let's see what it does. We get to 08, 09, and boom, 50. That would have been a crazy trade, man. I take the dip. Will we bounce? We do get a small bounce. And then the last area, uh, you know, and this is where we kind of connected on the last trade here. So over 30 is where this thing, you know, for me at least, was my trigger point. And so here's some volume coming in over 30. My fill takes forever to show up, but you know, not bad. I'm in. And you can see again, smaller size up here, right? Just 1,000 shares. Before we then transition over to 2,500. In a 34, this pushes up to 50. We're going to take it off. It seems like it's holding up high 40 or mid 40s. So I'm going to jump in and I'm in 2,500. And in the blink of an eye, right? In the blink of an eye, and we can pause this to show you guys how close I was to getting a potential higher fill. So I'll pause it the moment I got long here. So I sold, and then I'm going to get back in right here, 44. There's my order. This is the reason why I'm going to get the fill I got, is because I bought before the breakout, right? Now, there are some days where it'll fill me at 70 right here. I'm not going to lie. This has happened to me many a times. But this is the appropriate fill. I bought before the wave of volume came for break of 50. So I'm in, and you can see how it just teleports. I do get my fill 48, which is good. All right, 48 fill. And there's a 20,000 share seller at 70. We break that seller, and we get a nice push, and I'm going to take it off right here, right between 71 and 74. And that was a pretty decent trade. The only thing we should have done a little differently, again, is just share size. If I'm using 3K shares for the entirety of the move, again, it's like a $9,000, $10,000 day. Somewhere there if my math is any good. But yeah, and what this is telling me is that those days are just, you know, right there. They're around the corner. In fact, I think they're going to be happening very soon. So that's the recap, guys. Quick review of how this stock was moving. And, you know, it was choppy. There's a lot of red candles, a lot of big wicks. So if you had gotten caught on the wrong side of things, and I did give back $1,000 between, I think between here, between this move and the pullback here. Should have been avoided, but sometimes that's how it goes, right? So hit that thumbs up. Hope you guys did enjoy. Quick recap here. And the other stocks we didn't really mention, but CNTG, this one is all over the live stream from today. If actually it might not have been, because I traded up. Yeah, the MMU students will be able to see. But anyhow, first 1 minute candle to make the new high. Same old, same old. This is textbook, right? Tight stop. Can we see the breakout? I am in with small size because, you know, again, my rule to start the day is, hey, do not get deep red. One way I've been getting deep red very quickly is with a huge size right into the open. So I said small size, let's make sure this thing is safe. So I'm in with just 2K, and then I go up to 4K size. I get in, you know, for the break of the highs. It pushes up to 25. It's a good trade. On this pullback, I got in at 19 down here. Got in at 19 with 8K shares, and I said, yo, Relentless, you're probably being too aggressive. I don't know why that thought came into my head, and I just sold the entire thing break even. Didn't even sell half. Sold the entire thing break even, and the candle did push up to 32. And in fact, never mind. I remember exactly why I sold. The 200 and VWAP, which is as clear as day right here. So I'm in on this setup. Yeah, I remember. I don't know if I said this out loud though. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. It's probably in the live stream. But the 200 EMA VWAP is above. There's overhead resistance. The resistance did prove to be, you know, a little too much, but the stock still did push into the levels. But anyhow, we missed out on a nice like 7 cents or 5 cents with 8K, which is not, you know, anything crazy anyways. But it would have been a decent trade. Yeah, that was what we did on CNTG. So to end it off there, the other stocks, once again, are they really worth mentioning? You know, AREB, just not much. So yeah, hit that thumbs up. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader, your favorite YouTuber. And of course, check out those links down below. Let's not forget Momo Pro. If you're interested, code Relentless for 25% off. Check out the chat room, links down below. And of course, check out MMU, Merciless Markets University. We're going to probably run a 4th of July sale this weekend, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. All right, guys. It's been RT, and I'm out, as they say in Canada.